So in today's video, we will see that how we can write a trigger. Okay. And we are having a scenario where we need to count the number of contacts related to an account. Okay. When a contact is inserted and deleted. Okay. So before creating the trigger on this, first let's understand the relationship between these two objects, contact and account. Okay. Then we will proceed. So So here you can see this is contact object, okay, and we are having contact field. So here you can see that contact is having a lookup relationship with account, okay. So it means when you are creating a contact, you can have a account as a parent, okay, but it's not a master detail relationship, okay. So a contact can be saved without any account name also. Okay, for example, this is just contact and save. Okay, so you can see the contact is saved without any account name. I can give account name or not, it's my choice, but it's not mandatory here because it's having lookup relationship. Okay, and if it would be the master detail relationship, then on parent we will create the aggregate fields. Okay, where we can count the number of contacts related to that account if it would be a master detail relationship. Okay, so but contact and account is not having master detail relationship, so we are writing a trigger. Okay, so in our previous video we have seen that whenever we need to make any changes for the related objects, okay, we need to write the after trigger. Okay, because in before scenario the related objects id will not be there. Okay, so we will write a trigger on contact, and then we will fetch all the contacts related to an account, and then we will make some changes. Okay, and then we will update the account object. So to count the number of contact, first we need to create a number field on account object. So let's create that one. Okay, maybe I'm having that one. No, let me create number. We no need any decimal. Length could be 18. Field level number of contact. Okay, next. Visible, next. Save it. Okay, just have the API name. Now let's create a trigger on contact. J file, new Apex trigger, name, count. Why we are writing trigger on contact? Because DML is performing on contact object, right? When the scenario is when we are inserting or deleting a contact, the number of contacts should be updated in account. Okay, so count contact on account. Okay, as object is contact submit. Okay, so let me create a handler for this. Contact counting handler. Okay, so here we will write the trigger on after insert and after delete. Okay, then we create our static method here. Public static void contact handler counting method. We can get take it counting method, and we can pass here the list of contact. Okay, then what we can do, list of contact, con list. And then for delete operation, we can pass one boolean also. Boolean is delete. Okay. Okay. Save it. Save it. So we are writing our trigger in after scenario. So just check if trigger dot is after, then if trigger dot is insert, and if trigger dot is delete, what we need to do, we need to call the same method. I need to pass the separate trigger context variable. Okay, otherwise I can use the same, because we are calling the same method, right? But I need to pass the separate trigger context variable in both the scenario. Otherwise we can write here also trigger dot is insert or trigger dot is delete if we are calling the same method and we are performing the same thing. So, but here what I'm doing, I need to pass the different context variable. So for example, in insert scenario, I need trigger dot new values, right? So in insert scenario, we need trigger dot new. Okay, and I'm not deleting anything, so I can pass here false. And in delete scenario, I will need trigger dot old, and here I need to pass true. So why, there are two things. Why I'm passing trigger dot old here and why I'm passing false and true here. The first thing is that in delete scenario, in after delete scenario, we have only two context variable available. One is trigger dot old, second is trigger dot old map. Okay, so all my values will be here. So I want this. The second thing is that this boolean variable I'm using, boolean variable I'm using because I'm using the same method. So in same method, I will use to insert also, and I will use to perform the things when we are deleting the contact. So if you want, you can create a separate method to delete and insert for counting, and then you will no need this boolean variable. Okay, so just save it. Okay, so now what we will do, we will create a map of id comma list of contact. And why we are doing this, I will tell you. Map of contact counting equals new map comma list of contact. Let it do it like this. Okay, save it. So what we are trying to do here, for example, your account A is not having any related contact. Okay. So number of contacts will be null. Okay. So map will be like this. Map is ID, account ID, comma, contact A, comma, contact B, comma, contact C, and it will be a list. So what we are creating, your account ID will be your key. It will be unique. Okay. And it will have all the related contact here. Okay. So that's why we are having this map. So all the things will go with this map. Okay. So now, I think I miss here. Okay. Now we have contact list, right? So we need to loop through the contact list. Sorry, contact con list, and then we'll need to see whether this account is having the account ID related account ID or not. If con dot account ID is not equal to null, it means it is related to an account. Okay. Then what we need to do, then we need to check whether this account ID is present in our map or not. Means if it is coming first time also, then we are checking. If it is coming second time, then also we are checking. Okay, map of account ID dot, sorry, contains key. Which key? This account ID. We are checking whether this present or not. If not present, then create a entry in that. So we need to put an entry in that map. So map of contact counting dot put, and our key is con dot account ID and an empty list of contact. Okay. This is our first thing. Okay. So situation will be like this. Map will be like this initially. Account ID, comma, empty list like this. Okay. So we have created a map entry like this. Now we need to add that contact with respect to this account ID. So after this if, what you can do, you can add that, because we already add that account ID in that map, right? So this key will be there. So what we can do, we can directly go to that account ID key, right? And we can add our contact there like this. Okay. So after this line, our map will be like this. Contact, contact A. Okay, our map will be like this, contact A. After this processing. Okay. So for example, we have inserted so many contacts with the different accounts. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to update the number of contacts for different accounts. Okay. So let's see that thing, how we can do that. Our for loop is finished here. Now we need to check whether this map is not empty. If it is not empty, then we will fetch all the accounts related which we are having in our map. Then we will update the number of contact field for all the accounts. So map of contact counting dot size greater than 0. Okay, what we need to do, we need to fetch the accounts with the respective fields. Okay, equals select id comma number of contact field. So we need to fetch the id number of contact field because we need to update this from account where id in, we have all the account ids in our map key set, right? So we have dot key set. So we are having all the accounts which are having related contacts. Okay, save it. What is the one error? No need this, no need. If the map size is greater than 0, then we are okay. So now just loop through the account list and account ACC list. So initially, if ACC dot number of contact is not having any value, it means it is null. Equals null. What we need to do, we need to just directly assign the size of the list that that account is having in that map. Okay, so what we will do is ACC dot number of contacts equal map dot contact counting dot get that account id, and we have that account id in ACC dot size. Okay, what it will do, for so for example, one account is having two related contacts, so our map will return size 2. Okay, now if we are deleting, if we are deleting, then just check this thing, this variable. If it is true, it means we are deleting, right? So ACC dot number of contact equals minus the size of that list that we deleted, right? And in else case, it means we are inserting the contact. In else, just plus it, save it. So if you are writing the trigger on undelete scenario, though, so the so here you can just put or trigger dot is undelete, then it will also the same thing. Okay, so let's see how it is working. Okay, so here after doing these calculations, after for loop we need to update the ACC list, otherwise the changes will not reflect. Okay. Okay, let's go. So currently this test account is not having any related contact. Number of contact field is also empty. So let's create a account. Sorry, let's create a contact for relate with that account. Save it. Now check it. Okay, contact is one. Number of contact is also one. Okay, let me create another one. Contact 5. So it should be 2. Number of contact 2. Now let me delete one. Okay, 1. Let me delete this one also. Number of contact 0. Okay, so that's how it is working. I hope you guys like the video. Thank you so much.